Welcome to the MMA neighborhood, guys.
What's good?
This is Devin,
And I'm Steven.
and we are back with UFC 242 Khabib versus Poirier.
Hell yeah. It's going to be super interesting, this card, to see how it plays out, honestly.
Very interesting. You got an undefeated fighter versus someone that's on a crazy win streak right now.
Yeah, and well, not just that, because like everyone knows the main fight is going to be dope.
Oh, yeah.
And it could be, unexpected. Who knows who's going to win?
Right.
But it's the rest of the card.
The rest of the card, yeah. It's a tricky one. We got a lot of Russians on this card. And
Yeah.
I mean, I get it because the main event is the Russian Terminator, basically, Khabib.
Yeah. It's just weird because, like, I don't know. We know a couple of them, but not really.
Not really.
It is what it is.
And it's in Abu Dhabi this time.
Yeah, Abu Dhabi, like, we're in California, and it starts at, the main card starts at 11
Yeah,
in the afternoon.
I hope that's not realistic, but on UFC.com, it's saying the main pay-per-view event starts at 11 a.m.
Yeah, we'll see about that.
I don't know if anybody's going to even catch this one, man.
Like, honestly, like, before we get started on the card, I just want to say, like, I think it's an odd place to want to have a fight at because I just feel like Abu Dhabi in general is a very secluded place. Like, you really just have to be a rich motherfucker to be there in the first place. You have to be invited there and shit. It's like, that's an odd market to want to try to get to and attract.
It's like they made a deal and they're trying to blow it up. I've heard a lot about Abu Dhabi. I guess it's like a great tourist attraction.
I guess, but you have to be balling.
I guess so. But, and I guess you got to wake up early, too, to check this one out.
Hell yeah.
So let's get into this one. We got a lot of Russians on this card, so hope you don't mind. We're going to skip through a couple guys. We really don't know them. We really don't.
Yeah.
So the first fight on the main event, or main card, I should say, is Maribek versus Diego Ferreira. Do you know these guys?
I know Diego, and I've seen him before. The other dude, Maribek, I have no idea. But what's his name? Carlos
Ferreira.
Diego
Ferreira.
No.
You've seen him before, huh?
Carlos Ferreira. He's on a 4-fight win streak, but he didn't really beat anyone. But 2 of those wins were from TKO. So, in general, in theory, could be interesting. And then the other guy, he's on a 6-fight win streak.
Yeah.
But still hasn't really beat anyone. So in 5 of those fights, 5 of those wins were from TKO or knockout.
Not bad.
So on paper, could be cool.
Right. I mean, just because we don't know him doesn't mean it's going to be a bad fight. It just seems like in this card, it's a lot of Russian buildup. So
basically, if I'm just going to do a quick pick, going for the Russian because you know me. I don't like to really bet against a Russian because they always win.
Steve will never bet against the Russians.
I try not to.
Even that Derek Lewis fight.
Dude, bro, fuck that.
Never
that was such bullshit.
But honestly, tonight, I feel like, for UFC 242, I feel like it's the night to build a Russian names. Yeah. And that's why it's hard for us. It's not like we cannot pronounce these names.
Yeah, I mean, these
we really don't know much of these guys.
Unbelievable.
But it could be a firefight. They're both on high win streaks.
Yeah, honestly, a lot of these people on this fight card, it looks good on paper. It's just you probably don't know them. We don't know them.
Yeah.
It is what it is. But we're going to move on to the second fight with
Curtis Blades versus Shamil. I don't know his last name.
Yeah, and that's a mouthful right there.
Hey, this is a heavyweight bout. If you don't know Curtis Blades, he's not too bad. He's in the top 10 for sure. He's done some damage in the heavyweight division. But he's mainly a wrestler. Now, Shamil, what's his record looking like?
Shamil is 20 wins, 4 losses. He's on a 3-fight win streak. And his one noticeable name that he's beaten is Andrei Arlovski by decision.
And not bad. Not bad.
It's not horrible, but still no idea who he is, what he's even really capable of. And then Curtis Blades, his last win was Justin Willis. And then
was that Big Pretty or whatever his name is?
I can't remember. I remember him fighting him.
Big Pretty, bro.
Yeah, some shit like that. And then the fight before that was Francis. And,
I'm gonna talk some shit real quick.
What's up?
Because Curtis Blades, man, this is that guy that he's wrestling base and he plays safe and he just complains too much, man.
You think so?
Oh yeah, because he's like, oh, I don't get finishes, but I beat people. but you wrestle all the fucking time.
Yeah.
And I get it. You want to play safe, make your career longer, but as a fan, like, no one wants to see that shit.
Well, you have a very big disdain taste for wrestlers in the UFC. So, and for a somewhat of that, I agree with, because damn, some of them are boring as shit. But I will kind of agree with you with the Curtis Blades one, because he is somewhat an uneventful fighter.
Yes, and yes, I'm probably being biased right here, but like you said, he's just not as entertaining as you want him to be.
No.
I don't give a fuck if you're playing safe. We're watching fights. As a fan, we want to see knockouts. We want to see entertaining fights, especially in the heavyweight division.
Dude, yeah.
If all you're going to do is hug and grind, it don't matter how many wins you got. People don't want to see that shit, right?
Exactly.
And he just got knocked out again by
Francis.
Ngannou, man. Yep. So it obviously doesn't always work all the time.
No, of course not. But, you know, it is what it is. We'll see how it goes.
Well, in this one, because I'm biased against the wrestler base, I'm going for Shamil, man.
Well, I'm going for the Russian.
Yes. Steve-O all night Russians. He knows picks all night.
You know, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes.
I know Curtis Blades was doing very well.
He was doing well.
Until he met Ngannou again.
You know.
So, I mean, to me, like I said, heavyweights, I don't want to see hugging.
Yeah,
I'm not down for that, man.
Yeah, so, not at all. Not at all.
Shamil, don't know you, but hopefully after UFC 242, I'll get to know you a little more.
Yeah, and then we're going to move on to the third fight now. And then it is...
All right, I really don't know these guys. Islam, don't know the last name, versus Davy Ramos. I don't know either guy, man.
Yeah, no, neither do I.
This is just a Russian-packed card, dude.
Yeah, it is.
And maybe they're both great. I'm not going to say much because I don't know much. But
Davy is 10-2 in his last... He's on a 4-fight win streak. That's the one thing I've noticed about most of these guys that we don't know. They're all on pretty decent win streaks.
And that's a good sign.
So that's probably why they, you know, put them all together and whatnot. And Islam, he's 17-1, and he's on a 5-fight win streak.
And this is a lightweight bout, correct?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Nice.
But
17-1 is a great record.
17-1. So I mean, this, like I said, most of these fights on paper, since you don't know them, we probably don't know. We don't know them.
If you guys know them, let us know.
Yeah,
check us on that shit
for sure.
I mean, especially you're Russian, and you're backing these guys up. But
exactly.
Let me ask you something, Steve. Do you think this card is going to turn to a sambo wrestling match in most of these fights?
No, because the fact that most of these fights on these earlier fights that we're talking about, a lot of them have been mostly TKO, knockouts, not too many decisions for comparable to all of them combined. But so I really think this has the potential to be very, electric.
Well, that's good to know, man, because, I'm not a fan of the dry humping and shit.
Well, I feel like since Khabib is the champion, all the other Russians, they have a standard to live up to.
Right.
They got to be exciting. They have to be, pressure and just getting in there and fucking people up. So I feel like it's gonna be good. It's gonna be dope, honestly.
It's like the Russians are taking over now, huh?
Dude, yeah, for sure.
I'm scared of it, to be honest, brother. I feel like
for Russians?
Yeah, because their style is almost similar. It's almost like it's all ground and pound, man.
Like American wrestler type shit.
Even different, actually.
Well, I mean, it's different, but you're comparing it to that.
But yeah, like it's a lot of ground and pound. It's a lot of just I'm gonna take you down and beat you up, and
it's not boring though.
Not always, but sometimes it can turn into a still fight. You know what I'm saying?
True.
And I'm more of a stand-up guy. I do appreciate the ground. I love the ground game as well.
For sure.
But I don't want to see just a bunch of holding throughout these matches.
For sure.
And I hope I'm wrong on that. I really do.
Like, I agree with you too. Like, I don't want to, no one likes to see just grab and hold and clinch right next to the cage and whatnot. It's just like, dude, come on, do something. Then the ref is probably going to leave them there for like 2.5 minutes. Like, what are you doing? What's going on here? Can we move on? But
and if we're going to start this pay-per-view with 3 fights like that,
yeah,
we're going to fall asleep before we get the main event.
Like,
man.
I don't think that's going to be the case, though. I think, they did their homework. The UFC knows what they're doing. I think more of their unknown fights and their cards that don't have a lot of recognizable names have more of a chance to be better than how they used to be. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, they've lived up to the hype,
I hope
the
so,
low
man.
hype that they have, and they excelled it. You know?
I hope so, because I'm not a fan. I'm gonna be biased, man. I'm not a Khabib fan. I don't like the wrestling style. It's dominant. It works, but entertaining wise, I don't want to snooze off on this one. And I feel like they just packed it with too many Russians.
Well, I don't see the problem with that because Russians, you know, I love Russians, man. They're
So,
dope.
I'm guessing in this fight you got the Russian again, right?
Yeah, of
Oh,
course.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So
Yeah,
don't bet on these guys unless you love
Islam, Islam versus Davey. I got Islam.
What's Davies' records? Because Islam's 17-1, correct?
Davey is, let's see, I don't know, 9-2.
9-2.
Yep.
Do you think they're feeding the Russians tonight? As in,
no.
let's build the Russians. Let's give them some people they can just eat up real quick.
I don't think that's necessarily the case because all of them have good records coming into this, or good win streaks, by the way, besides Curtis Blades, where he's on just a 1-fight win streak. I think everyone is very much even on the Libra scale, as someone would put it. So I think it could be a good fight. Good fight night, for sure.
I wish I studied.
I don't think it should be a pay-per-view, though.
Right, especially starting at 11 a.m. Pacific time, if that's what really is going down.
I think people are only going to be paying for this is for Khabib and Poirier.
Yeah.
And possibly the co-main.
Well, I fear this one. I think this one's going to bomb hard. I don't know what's happening. I hope the UFC's wrong on the site, and I hope the time's wrong.
Well, it's probably not.
Hey, as of now, we look at the UFC.com. It's saying the pay-per-view starting at 11 a.m. Pacific time.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
Well, it's in Abu Dhabi, bro. I mean, it's not going to be any later.
I fear that, man.
I know. I mean, it's going to suck, but I mean, it is what it is. We're still going to watch it, right?
I heard that the UFC invested a lot in Abu Dhabi, and now they're going to do more events.
See, that's what I don't like, because like this is just a wasteful market. I don't see it as that big of a tourist attraction. Right. I don't see that place as a big place for people that want to go. It's fucking a big ass rich city in the fucking middle of the desert. Why the fuck would someone want to go there? To me personally, I think that's a waste of time.
I think so too. There's got to be something behind the scenes on this. But maybe if we knew Russia's time zone, maybe it works better for.
Well, it's not Russia,
right? But maybe because there's so many Russians on this card, that the time zone that they're starting at, it might work for Russia better than the America states. You know?
Could be. I don't know Russian time zone, so
neither do I. But maybe they're directing the market towards Russia and more than
possibly. You know, that's a good outlook.
Because I can't see any other reason why they're doing it like this. It's just dumb. Like, I just got my day started at 11 a.m. I can't just gonna start drinking and bring everybody over. Hey, we're gonna get fucked up at 11. The fight start at 11. Like, everybody's. It's just not gonna work for America, you know.
Yeah, no, I feel you.
So maybe
they could be outreaching to other markets.
It could be. I just think it's not smart with the pay-per-view.
But I mean, it is what it is.
It is, and I mean, I hope we're wrong. I hope UFC.com is wrong, and it doesn't start that early, because
I think it's gonna.
It's gonna be fucking hard. I guess we're
is.
doing Bloody Marys, brother.
Fucking hey, let's get it. And now we are gonna move to the co-main event.
Yeah, sorry we're skipping through these quick, but we can't analyze much. We don't know much about the Russians, and I'm sure we'll learn a lot more after this card.
Oh yeah.
But the co-main, we got a rematch going on, don't we?
Dude, yes, it's Edson Barboza versus Paul Felder 2.
Ooh.
Now, this is gonna be an interesting one, but I don't know how interesting in my opinion. So, what do you think about this?
I like it, actually.
You do?
If you've seen the first fight, I believe this one, it was like 4 years ago, right? 2015, it was their first fight.
Yeah.
Paul Felder was just getting the UFC, and his name was just getting hot, and I believe Edson Barboza was his roadblock. Similar styles. Barboza's more Muay Thai, but very similar styles.
Yeah.
And Barboza beat Paul Felder by a unanimous decision in the first fight, and it was the leg kicks that changed the game. Barboza, we all know, is a leg kick magician, man.
Dude, he's the best.
He's just the master at it, you know? But in this rematch, I think it might go differently, honestly.
Wow, really?
I think it might, man. Paul Felder seems to be a lot more, he's gained a lot more fight IQ, He's a commentator. He's an analysis now.
True.
He's reading the fights better.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, his key to victory in this fight is to be more aggressive. Edson Barboza is good when you don't pressure him.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't pressure him, he's just gonna eat your fucking leg
or
for dinner.
If you get past his leg kicks or any of his kicks, you know what I'm saying? Because he's gonna try and create the distance, but you have to get past that first.
For sure, but in Edson's world, he already beat him once, right? Mm-hmm. So he's gonna stick to the same game plan.
Possibly. For
Paul Felder, he's gonna switch it up, learn from it, and the way to beat Edson, we've seen it in the past: pressure. Edson's coming off a bad KO loss versus Justin Gaethje, right?
Yes.
And why is that? Because Gaethje just kept coming forward.
Well, they were. Hold on a second. You're making it sound like Barboza didn't, hold his own in that fight, because he was throwing them too. So, surprisingly to me, he was throwing a lot of punches in there, and it was a closer fight than a lot of people give credit for Barboza for. But yes, Justin Gaethje did knock him out.
It definitely wasn't one-sided. What I'm saying is, you're definitely gonna, when you fight Barboza, the next day you're gonna hurt.
Oh hell yeah!
But if you want to win, you take the pain and you come forward.
True.
You sit on the outside, you're not gonna have a leg in like 10 minutes. You know what I'm saying? The pressure is what beats Barboza.
Yeah.
If Paul Felder, which I believe he will, learn from his last, learn from Gaethje too, come forward, do not back up, and just keep pressuring.
Yeah.
Catch him. Any kicker, Barboza, or any type of guy that just kicks a lot, the way to beat a kicker is to close the distance. Once the distance is closed, the kick game is out the window.
Yeah.
Barboza's got good hands. He's not bad.
No, he's not.
But he's not known for knocking people out with his hands.
No, he's not.
And unless he cleans up his boxing really good, which he can, because he's trained with Frankie Edgar and Eddie Alvarez, good boxers. Unless he can use his hands better, Paul Felder close that distance, clinch more, clinch Edson more, use elbows, knees, get the clinch going.
Yeah,
I see it. I see a good chance for Paul Felder to win this fight.
So basically, you're saying Paul Felder.
Yeah, I'm leaning towards. I think he's gonna learn a lot, and I think Edson's just gonna do the same thing.
Yeah. All right. Well,
what do you think on this, though?
I totally disagree.
I knew it.
Dude,
I knew it, guys. I knew it. I knew it.
Because the level of skill and people that they have both fought is totally, different. Barboza has fought in way better people than Felder. And, that their last fight was a long time ago. And Barboza's been fighting, even though he's, lost some fights against Khabib, Kevin Lee, and Gaethje. But he's also won some fights against Pettis, Melendez, and Dan Hooker, which was his last win by TKO. But, I just don't think Paul Felder is going to really have enough to break the distance, get past the kicks, and be able to finish him or even make him be in any trouble. I don't see that from Paul Felder.
Really?
I think he got way too comfortable with his commentating gig, and I honestly don't see him being a force at all in this fight.
Really?
Yeah. If I'm gonna be honest, I don't think he stands a chance.
So you're feeling like Paul Felder hasn't evolved, and he's gonna do the same?
Yeah, he's a commentating guy.
Wow.
He's a commentating guy, and I think it kind of might have messed him up,
like
unknowingly.
I love
both.
I love both guys.
Yeah.
I think they're both fun to watch. I watch them any day.
Yeah.
Barboza, I'm actually a fan of.
I like
especially
Barboza.
That spinning wheel kick he did on the Edson guy or whatever.
Yeah.
He knocked him the fuck out, and it was amazing. Barboza's got the best kicks in the game.
Yeah.
But there's this hole in Barboza that he still has not fixed.
What, the pressure?
It's the pressure.
I don't, Doug. No, I don't. Do you really think Paul Felder is going to be able to put up enough pressure to stop Barboza? Do you really see that?
If he clinches and use more clinch game instead of staying on the outside. In the first fight, he almost tried to match Barboza kick to kick. It failed.
Yeah.
It failed. He's got to switch it up completely. He's got to be dirty. He's got to get close. He's got to hold him. He's got to clinch him, knee him.
Do you honestly think he could do this?
I do.
No.
I do. I got hope for him, man.
I don't at all.
I got hope for him. I think this fight will be different for sure. For sure, man.
I don't think so.
And look, Paul Felder, he challenged himself to welterweight. He fought Mike Perry. It was a fucking war. It was amazing. Mm-hmm. And he just came off a great win on James Vick, who was a taller, lankier guy.
Yeah, and like...
But, you know, you won that fight.
Decision.
Clinch.
But that's James Vick. Mm-hmm. Come on, let's be honest. Like... Different
style guy.
Look.
But the path to victory is the same. Clinch and elbow, knee, get dirty, get close. Don't let Barboza have space, and you can beat him.
Look, bro, all I'm saying is Barboza, he's just better. He's on a higher level skill-wise, and I just don't see Paul Felder really putting up too much of a shot in this.
Well, you mentioned great things. Edson Barboza fought better competition.
Easily.
But he lost against it.
Okay, but
Kevin Lee,
yes,
he lost.
He lost to Kevin Lee, for sure. I hated that.
And Khabib.
Okay, Khabib did what you're saying Paul Felder should do.
Exactly.
Is a constant pressure.
Exactly.
And he was just backtracking. Barboza just backtracking the whole fight. Mm-hmm. Paul Felder can't do that.
If he can't, he'll lose.
No way.
But that's the path to victory.
And then...
That is the path.
It is.
If he can match the pressure.
You're saying Paul Felder has to do a Khabib, and I don't see that happening
not
at all.
Not the same, because Khabib's more takedown, but clinch.
But still.
Clinch.
But still.
I know.
But still.
I'm giving him a shot. I'm giving him a shot.
Come on,
I'm giving him a shot, bro.
No.
Honestly, if you look at Barboza, all you got to do is close the distance. You know what I'm saying? Like, just close that fucking distance.
Yeah, that's easier said than done.
Oh, for sure. Especially when you're getting a leg chopped the fuck off. Mm-hmm. But any guy that doesn't close that distance, like Barboza's last win, Dan Hooker, which was amazing. If you guys haven't seen that.
Yeah, that was a good fight.
Wow. But what Dan Hooker did wrong is he tried to match him.
Yeah.
Staying on the outside.
You know? Yeah.
Taking the blows.
And like you said, like Barboza's last loss was Justin Gaethje. Mm-hmm. I mean, I still think that was a good back and forth fight. That literally could have ended in either opponent or either fighter. You know, it's just Justin, you know, he ended up getting it. So I don't hold too much against Barboza in that fight. At least he was doing very well until that happened. Right. But Paul Felder, he ain't on that level. He's not going to be able to survive. He's going to get fucked up.
I'm going to disagree. We're going to have a battle on this tonight, honestly. I just think it comes down to fight IQ. Felder, to me, I think he can realize the game plan.
See, yeah,
close the fucking distance.
See, it's different. I can see what you're saying because, you know, we've seen commentators come back and be champs. Do you really see Felder as a Cruz, a DC, a Bisping, you know, any of those people that commentate and come back? Because he's not on their level, dog. He's not on their level at all.
You're right. I don't see him on that level, but I didn't see Bisping on that level either.
Yeah, no one saw that shit coming.
Exactly, you know what I'm saying? And it's just, I'm going to give him a shot on this one. My pick on this one is Felder by unanimous decision. I think he's going to clinch. Make it dirty, man. Make it dirty. You know the path, just stick to it.
I call Barboza, and he's going to get the finish.
Really? You got a round for that? He didn't get the finish the first time.
Whatever.
You got a round for that, brother?
We're going to do... I usually pick the second round, and I've noticed that, but, you know, I think I'm going to choose the first round.
Oh, really?
Yep.
And you also got to take in fact that Felder's coming off a win. Barboza's coming off a knockout loss.
That is true.
You know?
Good point. But, I'm going for my dude.
Hey, this fight to me is one of the most intriguing fights on the card. I like it.
I like it too.
I really do. Mm-hmm. And if Felder does lose, it's hard to see where he goes from that. You know, like
exactly.
This is a shot to get in the mix.
Exactly.
You know, if he doesn't,
I don't see him winning this.
I don't know, but fan of both. I love both guys. I got Felder. Steve's got
Barboza.
But
we are going to take a quick break, and we will be right back.
And we will get into the main event of the evening.
All right. And we are back with the MMA neighborhood going over UFC 242, Khabib versus Dustin Poirier. And, wow, here we are to the main event. Wait, hold on. I'm so sorry. What are we at now, Devin?
We are at the main event of the evening.
That's good.
Khabib versus Dustin Poirier. Woo!
Boy.
I got one thing to say real quick.
What?
This was a well-deserved fight for Dustin Poirier, man. He
guess
worked
so.
his ass off to get this shot, and he's finished some top-level competition.
He did.
And I couldn't see, besides my boy McGregor, a
Jesus
better
Christ.
matchup. Well, Tony Ferguson's in the mix too, but
We'll get to it.
Poirier, he's been active, not injured, and he's knocked out, Eddie Alvarez. He's got to finish over Justin Gaethje.
Anthony Pettis.
I mean, come on, the list goes down. He just beat Max Holloway,
Yeah.
and he looked amazing in
Yeah.
that fight. Mind you, Holloway came up a weight.
Yeah.
But he's just looking better than ever.
Yeah, sure. But, yeah. I mean, what else?
But, of course, we got the undefeated best fighter in the world currently,
Lightweight.
Khabib Nurmagomedov,
Yup.
27-0.
Boy.
And
Yeah.
he's got to win over my boy. So, yeah.
Yup.
Technically, yeah, right now he's looking great. Undefeated, beat everybody, but he hasn't wiped out his division yet.
Nope, because this division is red hot.
It's hot as fuck. And honestly, Khabib hasn't even beat the top guys in this division, to be honest.
He's beat a couple.
Yeah, but he hasn't fought Cowboy, he hasn't fought Gaethje, he hasn't fought Poirier, he hasn't fought Ferguson.
True.
And those are all the top 5 guys.
Yeah.
So to me, Khabib's actually going to fight a worthy contender in this match.
All right.
Besides McGregor. Besides.
And I'd say besides, I thought Barboza held a good chance against him, but we all saw how the fuck that ended up.
But honestly, I think this is a great matchup.
It's going to be good. I'm super excited. So let's get into it. What do you think, man?
So I've been thinking about this one a lot. Poirier is just looking better than ever. Like I said,
Yeah, he looks really good.
This is his time. I think this is one and only shot
Really?
to become the lightweight champion.
One and only, eh?
Oh yeah, man. He worked his way up. He did it the legit way. No complaining, just beating everybody in his way. And I think he gives a lot of trouble to Khabib, to be honest.
Okay.
A lot of trouble.
In what areas would you say?
Definitely in the stand-up department.
Okay, so you're going to be on that side of the fence where, this other person that is facing the tyrant Khabib holds a striking advantage over him, when time and time again we've been saying that with other opponents of Khabib, and it's just never panned out to be such. What makes him, Poirier, have the edge?
Like you said, Khabib beat Edson Barboza, who's a stand-up guy, and McGregor, who's a stand-up guy.
Mm-hmm.
I think the difference in this matchup is that Poirier's got great grappling to back it up.
Okay.
He's a great wrestler. No one takes Poirier down, to be honest. His takedown defense is pretty high. He's a black belt jiu-jitsu. He's no joke with grappling.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't use it a lot. It's because he doesn't really need to. He did use it against Pettis, but who doesn't? That's the game plan to beat him, right?
Yeah.
And he even broke Pettis' rib just being on top of him, man.
Yeah.
So he's got the grappling, I think, to keep Khabib off of him.
Mm-hmm.
And in my eyes, he's a way better striker than Khabib. Way better.
All right. Yeah, I'd say they're pretty even.
Mm-hmm.
But
even.
I don't know, man. I'm trying to I'm trying to let you finish, man. I'm trying to let you finish.
Well, I want you to poke in a little bit before I do finish.
Well,
what are you thinking about this one? Because it is interesting.
It's very interesting. I think Dustin Poirier has been, as you say, red hot, but he was facing a Max Holloway that moved up weight the wrong way.
Mm-hmm.
He faced a lighter division Max Holloway. He just happened to move up. He didn't build muscle. He didn't, do anything right.
Mm-hmm.
So I would almost like to see a rematch in that as well, if Max Holloway could do it correctly. Dustin Poirier, his striking was looking good, and he's on a tear. But man, Khabib, I don't think he's gonna handle the wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Poirier is gonna be able to really fully grasp the monster that he's against. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I mean, I do think he's gonna be able to land some combos, maybe put him in some trouble. Let me emphasize.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, I think it's going to be a one-way.
Well, I think it's just too easy to say, oh, Khabib's just going to out-wrestle him, ground and pound him, do what he does to everybody. I think that's just too easy to say, and we're just not giving Poirier the respect he deserves. Yeah, his last fight was against Holloway. Holloway's a smaller guy.
Yeah.
He was definitely oversized in the Holloway.
I'm not going to put what I mean by saying that is I'm not going to put more stock in the Poirier all because of that fight, because that's nothing to really be like, oh, shit.
Holloway aside, you got to remember what Poirier went through before that. He beat Eddie Alvarez, who's a beast. All right? He knocked him out. I mean,
yeah. But Eddie Alvarez was also giving it to him back. Right. That was a fucking banger of a fight.
Dude, these fights were nowhere one-sided. They're wars.
Yeah.
Honestly, the fight he had with Eddie Alvarez, the second fight, and the fight he had with Gaethje, were fight of the year to me, both of them.
Exactly.
They're just fucking amazing.
And you said it right there. Brawls, wars. You know what I'm saying? Poirier being the red-hot guy that he, seems to be, going up against Khabib, and you're saying he's going to have no problem?
No, I did not say he's not going to have a problem. I said he's going to give Khabib trouble.
Okay, my bad.
I'm not saying it's I'm not saying it's easy.
But I'm not just going to be like, oh, Poirier is going to, probably be the one to really end this guy's career. I'm not going to say that at all.
And I agree. I don't think it's that simple. I don't believe, oh, Poirier's he's just the one, honestly. But like you said, he's been in brawls, right? And he comes out on top. This shows that he's durable. He's a mean motherfucker. He's got heart, and he's hard to put away. Right?
Yeah, but
now Khabib, what kind of brawls has he been in lately?
I mean, really the only one that rings a bell was his Alaquenta fight. That was really the last guy that actually gave him some sort of trouble in a way. But I mean, the McGregor fight, that I don't want to say it was one-sided for Khabib, but McGregor probably could have done better, but he was hurt, whatever. Barboza, he ran through Barboza. Michael Johnson ran through him. And then it just gets easier and easier down the line, He hasn't fought too tough of competition, and that's being honest.
Khabib's beat the top 10, but he hasn't really faced the top 5.
Yeah.
And you're right. He's made everybody look
stupid.
Easy, right?
Yeah.
Alaquenta, to me, is not on Poirier's level.
Yeah.
McGregor, to me, wasn't in his zone in that fight.
I'll give you that.
I don't count that fight because he just wasn't 100%. But right now, Poirier seems the best he's ever been.
True, I'll give you that.
He's facing a guy that's completely in his prime, who's finished the top 5 guys, and I think he's going to have a war in front of him. I don't see this being an easy win at all.
Yeah.
Now, do I have Poirier? I'm not too sure. But I can see Poirier rocking Khabib possibly, and making this very, very interesting.
Well, I think you said that right there. Perfect. He has the chance of rocking him, and that's what anyone seems to get, is that one chance. Because multiple fights, someone has tagged Khabib and, dazed him, but they couldn't finish it. You only get that one chance with him, and that's it. He takes you down. He beats the shit out of you for 5 rounds, and that's it. You know what I'm saying? I don't see Dustin Poirier really stopping the takedowns.
Really?
I just don't. Khabib's on a fucking another level, man.
He is. I'll agree.
And what kind of ground game does Dustin have?
He's a black belt jiu-jitsu, and he's got great wrestling as well. He just doesn't need to use it. He's a striker. He's a dog. He's gonna come at you. He's gonna throw heat, but he's still smart with it. You know.
It's so hard to get Khabib off you on the ground.
It is
so hard.
But what if Khabib takes it too lightly? What if he kind of stands in the pocket too long? What if he just doesn't implement his game plan fast enough?
Kind of like what he did with Al.
Yeah.
I think the only reason he did that with Alaquenta, because that was a short notice fight. It is what it is. It doesn't really matter. Honestly, he took it easy on him.
Yeah.
He ain't gonna do that here. I think he's gonna be like you said, Khabib's gonna be a dog.
Really?
Yeah.
I think the Al Quinta fight, Khabib got so confident that he kind of practiced his striking during the fight. Because he just didn't see a threat. But Poirier is a threat in my eyes, man.
Yeah.
At this time in his career, he is hungry as fuck. He's got hands, and he's a dog. He's not going to go out easy.
But we've seen Khabib get hit hard, and no one can really, put enough hurt on him for him to stay dazed. Because his wrestling's so good, he just takes you down or holds you against the cage until he's fresh and good to go. So, I mean, I don't know. Like, I would like Dustin Poirier to win, but then again, Khabib, the Russian, I can't go against the dude. I can't go against the dude. Russians, I don't bet against Russians. Everyone should know this.
How do you see this fight playing out?
Well, it's a decision.
But how do you see it playing out?
Poirier's probably going to have a good 2 rounds. Really good 2 rounds. 3, 4, and 5, it's going to be all Khabib. He's just going to fucking whoop the shit out of him on the ground. Ground and pound him, just ragdoll him everywhere. When they stand up, they're going to be right back down to the ground. Khabib, decision. That's how it's going to be.
See, I think that just is too predictable to say that, man.
I agree. Honestly, I agree. And I didn't even like myself right now for saying that. Like, honestly, like, I hated the fact that I just said that because that's so generic as you're saying it. I'm just like, oh, God, that sounds horrible.
I think a lot of people would say the same thing as you.
But see, that's the thing. He's so dominant. When you have someone this skilled in what they do, man, it's really hard to go against the grain with this. I mean, he's a monster. He just doesn't put people down. He beats the shit out of them. Literally.
Right. He dominates people.
Yeah.
He smashed them. I smash them.
Dude, that's what he does.
But I feel like you're not looking at Poirier hard enough. When's the last time Poirier's been dominated on the ground? I don't think he's ever been dominated on the ground in his whole career. I don't think he's ever had that issue. Now, mind you, he's facing the best grappler.
I would have to look into that, but, it is what it is. I don't know. Khabib.
I'm going to say you're too generic, like you said.
That was a generic choice, but honestly, it is what it is.
I'm sure 90% of the fans listening right now are going to agree.
Probably.
Khabib will smash. But if you look at Poirier, he beat Eddie Alvarez, who's a grappler as well. He didn't get taken down. And I just see that being a problem for Khabib. He's got a dog that's not going to go down easy. I don't think he's going to accept the takedowns as easy as his other opponents would. Yeah. And he's just going to come at you. And he's not going to – I don't think he's going to gas in 2 rounds. We've seen in the last fight, he took all the way to distance,
Like you say Dustin Poirier is not going to gas in the first 2 rounds. But I guarantee you, what's going to be somewhat of their strategy? Try and finish him or put some, real pain on him in the first 2 rounds. Because the longer that fight goes on, against anybody versus Khabib, the smaller chance you have of winning because of his wrestling.
It's a good point. But in a flip side on that, it could be a backfire. If you're too aggressive too fast, it almost feeds Khabib's game. Because you coming at him too hard, he can take you down like that, right?
Yeah.
It's almost got to be a patient counter guy. Kind of like stay patient and just throw bombs once he comes in.
Does that sound like Dustin Poirier?
No, and that's where I was getting. I kind of worry that Poirier will get over aggressive and get taken down and then get smothered. Mm-hmm. But if he can be a little smarter in this one, just be a little more technical and just kind of take his time.
Yeah.
And not rush in and sit back on his punches and kind of just wait for Khabib. Yeah. He can give Khabib a lot of problems if he's patient.
And thank you for reminding me. Man, like you say, Braz, he's been taking a bunch of damage his past fights,
You're right.
Poirier, it is, man, I just don't, I like the dude. I like him as a fighter. He seems like a good guy. But I don't see him having a huge chance in this, at all. You know what I'm saying? And that's just my opinion.
I gotta disagree. I think out of all the fights Khabib's been in, this is his biggest competition he's faced.
Yeah.
Honestly.
All right.
He's coming hungry. Yeah, he might take some damage in fights, but he doesn't look like he's fucked up from it, you know?
Yeah.
And he seems to find a way to win even when he's getting hurt.
Yeah. I mean, it's true.
And that's huge.
He does get lucky.
That is huge. It's more than luck. It's heart and grit.
Yeah, I guess.
You know, like,
Yeesh.
he just doesn't give up.
Yeah.
You know? And the Eddie Alvarez fights were super close.
Yeah, for sure.
But honestly, I thought Eddie Alvarez would be a good challenge against Khabib, too.
Oh, God, no.
Just because he got good wrestling background, they could throw harder. I think they hit harder than Khabib. And if he can get Khabib to be impatient and get Khabib in the brawl,
that would mean you would have to frustrate him.
If you can frustrate...
Khabib is very good at keeping his cool.
Well, how do you frustrate him?
Who knows?
Defend the takedown.
We'll see if he could do that. We'll see if we could do that.
But if he can defend Khabib's takedown...
We'll see. We'll see.
We will, but honestly...
That's a big what if.
I'm on the fence on this one. Like, of course, my reaction would be like everybody else's. Yeah, Khabib will win. Dominant ground game.
That's your pick?
But I don't know. I kind of
what's your pick?
I'm so on the fence, man. I want the Cinderella story to happen. I want Poirier to get it. I do, you know?
So that's your pick.
Yeah, you know what? Fuck Khabib. Fuck him. If I had to be honest with myself, I think Khabib would actually pull it off, but it's not going to be easy. In my eyes, I do not see an easy win. I think it's going to be way different than any fight Khabib's been in, honestly, because he's facing a guy who might be able to stuff some takedowns off the back.
Yeah.
And he's not going to quit as easy. I don't think he's just going to break.
Yeah.
Poirier's going to keep coming at you, man.
Yeah, for sure. I don't see him breaking, but I just don't see him being able to figure him out. And, you know, trying to work it out and get the win. Don't see it.
I think he's a crisper boxer than Ali Quinta. I think he's got a longer reach. I think he's cleaner and he hits harder. And I see a battle right now, bro.
Yeah.
I actually love this main event.
Yeah.
And sorry to do that, but Poirier deserves this.
Yeah, for sure.
He's worked his fucking ass off, and I think he's beat better competition than Khabib has.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I would say that. I will agree with that.
And this might come down to a split, maybe. I
yeah,
see
for sure.
Very, very fucking close fight on this one.
That's what I'm saying. It's going to be a decision for sure.
I think Khabib's about to get tested, honestly.
Well, I'm excited for him to get tested because, you know, it'll show what he can truly do under, you know, pressure.
Definitely. And hopefully Khabib's been training hard for this guy. He's not taking him lightly.
No, I don't think he is.
Or
I think he's, you know, being serious.
Like I said, I think Poirier, this is his only chance, man.
So if Khabib or Dustin wins, like, you know, say Khabib wins, who gets the next fight, you think?
Well, we already know.
Who?
My boy.
Oh, Jesus
McGregor.
Christ.
McGregor.
No.
So, I'm about to be biased as fuck, guys. But
God.
Whoever wins is going to lose the belt anyways. Because McGregor's going to come back and knock him out, whoever it is. Now, I'd rather see...
That's Devin, everyone.
Oh, yeah.
That's Devin talking. So if you want to talk shit on him,
hell yeah.
You know, that's him.
But I want to see McGregor rematch Khabib. There's a lot of hype behind that. He lost and all that.
I would like to see that too.
And I feel like if Poirier win, I think that's an easy win for McGregor. She's already knocked him out.
Well, I would say this. If Khabib loses, I could see them giving McGregor versus Khabib, you know, in a non-title fight, because that's easier to sell because McGregor's been off for so long. It's like,
whoa,
bro.
Calm down. There's no... McGregor easy to sell any fight. Let's just be real.
He can't just come back and fight for the fucking title when he lost.
It's gonna happen, bro.
Bro, no. Tony Ferguson. I'll say it again for a fourth time. Tony Ferguson. Everyone needs to stop their shit and give the belt or the title fight to Tony Ferguson.
So hold on. Are you saying you think Tony's the real champ of the lightweight division?
Bro, I feel like he's the one that deserves the fucking chance already.
Do you think Tony's the one that will dethrone Khabib?
If Poirier loses?
Right.
Bro, I feel like, oh, man, that's a tough one.
You're so on him,
dude,
man. I mean, he does deserve a shot.
He does, but Tony Ferguson is really good.
But he gets clipped a lot.
I know, but
He's great.
See, dude, I would love to see that fight. I feel like that's a bitchin' fight.
I can't believe it's fell through 4 times already.
I know.
Oh
I know
God.
it. But, dude, that's the fight to make. If Poirier wins, Khabib needs to fight McGregor in, another rematch, non-title.
Mm-hmm.
And if McGregor beats him, then McGregor can get the title fight.
See, I got opposite view.
Of course you do.
I think, of course.
Of course he fucking does.
Of course, man. I think Khabib wins. McGregor fights Khabib. Same card. Poirier versus Ferguson.
Why Poirier? We're totally forgetting about Cowboy and Gaethje.
Because Poirier's already past them,
But he just fought for the title, and in your scenario, he lost.
If he loses, have him fight Ferguson. I think Poirier gives Tony problems too, man.
No.
Oh yeah, we didn't get to see that yet. That's a great matchup.
Dude, there's a lot of great matchups we could talk about in lightweight.
Lightweight's my favorite division right now.
I mean, it is on fire right now.
Literally, if you look at the top 5, it's just like any of those guys versus any of those guys versus each other is just amazing.
Yeah,
honestly,
it's it's a great division right now.
We got Gaethje versus Cowboy the weekend after that.
That's what I'm saying. Like, we still have that. I don't think Poirier should fight. I don't think the next person to fight for the title is Tony Ferguson.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't need to fight anyone else anymore. He's on what, like a 12, 13 fight win streak?
I believe so. He has the longest
win streak. Get the hell out of here.
But he's down. He says he doesn't have to fight for the belt. Like, he's down.
Nah, bro. He's being humble. He's being, whatever. Fuck that shit. Give him the next title fight. I don't care.
Did you hear McGregor's last interview?
On
with Ariel Helwani?
Yeah, or no, I didn't actually.
He called them all out, dude.
Really?
He called them all out. He's like, I'll fight Ferguson, Gaethje, Cowboy, any of them.
Really?
Any of the top. He called out all the top 5 in lightweight. So
really,
he's open, man.
I think I read a comment about that. I don't think I listened to the interview, but didn't he call out Max Holloway as well?
Yeah, he said Frankie Edgar, Max Holloway, Masvidal. He called them all out.
Bro,
he told Dana White, he's like, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't give a fuck about his weight. He said he fight Masvidal. He don't give a fuck.
That fight I don't want to see, but I want to see him versus Max Holloway.
Well, he's really intrigued to get his belt back. He wants his fucking belt back. He doesn't even care. He says any of them, man.
Dude, I think McGregor could move down and fight Holloway and totally get it back.
Oh yeah. Definitely,
dude. That's his weight class, bro.
What? All right, I just
and
thought
that and that's me being like totally biased and like fanboy, but like McGregor could move down and totally just destroy that division all over again.
I'm a super fanboy, you motherfucker. So I just thought about what
everyone knows.
What if McGregor comes back hypothetically, beats Holloway, gets the featherweight, and then beats Khabib and wins both belts again? Would you still talk shit? Would you still doubt him?
Are you saying me?
I'm saying to the fans, man.
You're talking
Let's say he comes back and wins both belts again.
You're talking to the neighborhood right now?
The neighborhood, baby. The MMA neighborhood. Would you still doubt him?
I don't think anyone doubts him. It's the fact that the main, reason of everyone that I keep reading is he doesn't defend his titles. With him not defending the featherweight title, I could see that because he cleaned that division out already. Right. And then he moved up versus, Eddie Alvarez. And then he went to boxing, right?
Right.
And then fought Mayweather, then came back and fought Khabib. So, it's a tricky situation.
But like you said, he cleaned out. If he goes back to featherweight, he's already beat everybody there.
Yeah, if he moves down, then he should just get a title shot.
Yeah, he's already beat Holloway. He's already beat Aldo. So it is cleaned out. Why the fuck even talk on him on
that's a different situation. But with lightweight, he needs to earn, his respect in that division. I think he needs one fight, one good top contender fight, and then he could get the title shot.
Well, as a fan, I do want to see him fight Gaethje, dude. I think that's an amazing fight right there.
I think it's a great fight, but I feel like that's a good one for McGregor to win.
I think so too. Like, if Gaethje beats Cowboy, I think they need to make that fight.
Because that's going to be a stand-up battle.
Oh yeah, and you got basically a guy that's going to come forward similar to the Diaz. Just someone that's going to keep coming forward versus the power striker and McGregor.
Yeah, so I think McGregor has a very good shot in that one.
Hell yeah.
So you know, he has options. He has options, but we will see what happens.
And I'm stoked for that main event, man. I truly hope it doesn't start at 11 a.m.
It's
Pacific time.
Well, that's when the main card starts.
Right.
So,
but it's
you know,
I
know the co-main and, you know, main probably won't start for like 3 hours.
Like, I just finished making breakfast in the fucking pay-per-view. So, like, honestly, how do you get a party starting that early, you know?
That's how it's going to be. It's in Abu Dhabi, you know?
Man, I don't agree with that decision at all, dude.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of fans are going to miss this fight or, like, go to buy it and, like, holy shit, it's already over? Like,
yeah,
you know,
I mean,
like,
it is.
A lot of confusion on that time.
That's going to happen. It's going to happen. But, you know, like you said earlier, they're probably playing to the market in Russia and
possibly
all that part of the world.
Yeah, that's got to be the game plan.
Yeah.
But, I mean, whoever wins is just going to lose their belt to McGregor anyways. So.
We'll see about that.
Who would you want to see McGregor fight as a fan?
When he comes back?
Yes.
If like I said, if Khabib loses, then have McGregor fight Khabib. If Khabib wins, you know, Ferguson fight Poirier, and then I want to see Gaethje versus McGregor in a title elimination fight.
So you don't want to see McGregor come back for a title fight?
No, I don't think that's right at all to any of the other fighters, at all. And plus, fucking Ferguson needs his shot finally.
He does.
And if he gets hurt, then Jesus, bro, I'll be pissed.
I'll be pissed. Destined to not get that fucking shot, you know?
But that's, you know, those are my call outs.
So your pick for the main event of UFC 242 is Khabib.
Yep.
By decision.
Yep.
And I'm just going to say, fuck it. Poirier's going to make the upset.
I respect you.
And I'm going to say a TKO.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
Now you're reaching.
Yeah, in the later rounds. I think
I
think he's gonna show the world that, you know, Khabib's not invincible.
Okay.
At all. And I think the Eagle's gonna take flight to the ground. He's just gonna get knocked the fuck out. Knocked out.
Well, that's our.
And then McGregor's gonna come and just take Poirier's head again and dribble it on the canvas once again and just.
So is this what you dream about every night?
All the time.
Jesus, of course it is.
Hey, but you know, tonight we went to the bar, right? I got a quick story. We went to the bar. We're having some drinks, and then the bartender's like, "Oh, I heard McGregor wants to fight Diaz." I was like, "Yeah, that's a great matchup, of course."
And it is.
And he's like, "Oh, it's 2-0, right?" And man, my blood started boiling. I was like, "What the fuck you mean it's 2-0?"
Dude, that was so funny to see.
Right,
he totally knew what wrench to throw in your cogs and your engine just to be like, "Oh, fuck you."
Straight
Dude,
up.
that was so funny.
I was like, "This is going to podcast tonight."
Yep.
Now I'm pissed,
dude.
Because that fight's always there too. We got the Diaz trilogy.
True that.
Diaz just came off a great fucking win.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't mind seeing that fight too. And it's a different division.
Yeah. He's fighting Masvidal though. Let's be honest.
He is. I don't mean to get off subject here, but the Diaz thing with Masvidal.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think Diaz has a chance against Kobe Covington?
The question will be that I have: can Diaz implement his ground game, like all of his, you know, skills and whatnot, against him? That's just gonna be it.
Because I just thought about, like, if Covington beats Usman somehow.
I feel like that's a very boring fight, though.
Not with Diaz.
I think it is.
With Covington beats Usman.
Two pillow fighter or two pillow, you know, hand people.
I agree with that. But what's intriguing to me is they're both pressure cardio guys. It's like they can both go forever.
I don't think Diaz is gonna get tired, but I just don't think it's just. I don't know.
Right,
it has a high chance of being boring.
Fuck it. You might be right.
But it could be cool. Could be cool.
You know, I hope the main event, UFC 242, I hope the whole card's not boring.
Yeah.
I hope we don't just see Khabib wrestle and just hold Poirier down.
Like I said, I think they made this fight card, you know, because on paper it looks really good. Everyone's on a good fight win streak. A lot of them by TKOs and KOs, even though there are quite a few people on this card that we don't know. I think it, you know, don't try and miss it. It could be really good. It could be really good.
A lot of people might be sleeping during it.
True that. It's
going
to be early, but, you know, if you can watch it, could be interesting.
And if not, we got you guys covered on the MMA neighborhood. We will a post on this and let you guys know what happened. Let you guys know if Steven's Russian fighters win or not.
That's right. Before we go, though, I do want to say it just came out that DC's dad passed away, and that was super sad. Just want to say that sucks. Very sorry that happened. I hope him and his family and everyone's doing, okay.
We talk shit on DC a lot.
Yeah,
but in reality, man, it's very sad to hear that.
All of us are just people, and that's, that's your family right there, man.
It's very sad to hear that. Didn't Jones post something?
Yeah, Jones tweeted, all beef aside, that's, sorry for you and your family, and hope you guys are doing well, or at least the best you can. And, that's respect right there, because
honestly, like, two guys that hate each other, but something real happens like that, and like,
yeah, because you know what, man, even if you hate someone, you shouldn't wish death or anything horrible like that. Like, I don't wish that on anyone that I hate at all, because that's a fucked up thing to have to go through. Straight up,
it shows that, like, even when you got a rivalry going on, there's still human in both fighters.
Exactly.
They might show like, oh, we fucking hate each other, blah blah blah, but when it comes to real shit, they still have a human trait where you know, they can be real with each other.
Exactly. So I just want to throw that out there, pay my respects and shit to DC, and hope their family doing good.
I'm sorry to hear that. I truly am.
Yeah.
And it's sad.
Hell yeah.
But I don't want to end on a sad topic.
I know.
I did have something I want to talk about.
What's up?
And I'll bring it back to my boy. All you pussies out there.
Okay.
All you PC fucks.
Oh, Jesus. Where's this going?
Sorry for changing the subject completely, but talking bad on McGregor hitting that old guy. All right. Look, motherfuckers. No, look, motherfuckers.
What are you about to say now?
All I read today was just, come on. Everybody's just trying to get money off this shit. Like,
yeah.
Everybody's trying to throw their 2 cents on, oh, McGregor's a piece of shit. He shouldn't have hit an old person.
Mm-hmm.
Shut the fuck up. Come on. I'm not agreeing that McGregor should have hit that guy.
Okay.
But you weren't fucking there. You don't know what the fuck that fool said. He gives a fuck if he's older. You're telling me you never slapped someone in the bar before for talking shit? Come on now.
True. And I do want to point this out. It was in the daytime, and they're all at a bar drinking and shit.
That's how Irish do it, baby.
Those kind of people that are at a bar probably aren't the most highly respected people.
Right.
So, and the way that kind of speaks about some Conor McGregor shit right there. So I don't know.
The way he took the hit too is like that wasn't the first time I've been fucking hit. It's not like you knocked him the fuck out cold, and it's to make it like, oh, he's an old guy. Who gives a fuck? He ain't crippled and fucking blind. He's fucking an older guy. He's talking shit. He got smacked.
Who knows how old he is?
Right. And for everybody like, oh, this is a disgrace to the sport. Fuck you, man. You don't know what happened. I'm not agreeing that McGregor did the right thing. But you gotta be fucking reasonable here, man.
True. I don't think it's the worst thing that's ever happened.
You think everybody's a fucking saint? These are fighters, man.
Yeah,
you get disrespected. People, you get slapped up sometimes, man.
Yeah.
You tell me you've been in a bar and someone's talking shit, you don't slap the motherfucker? Come on,
That
dude.
is true.
You got Brendan Schaub saying, oh, we can't even back him no more. Don't talk for me, motherfucker.
Oh, shit.
Don't talk for me. Talk for yourself, dude. You weren't there.
You know what that reminds me of? I watched this video, a few days ago, of this Irish bar of like all the employees. They all grabbed their bottles of Proper 12, went to the bathroom and put their Conor McGregor picture on a stall, and they all poured it out and saying, we're not going to buy this shit or sell this shit anymore. So they all poured it out.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to have your haters for sure.
For sure. But I mean, I will agree with you to some extent. It's not the worst thing that's happened.
Nope.
Is it a bad thing? Of course. But we don't know the context of everything that's happened. A lot of people are headline readers and make their judgments based on that. So yes, we saw him hit an older dude, but we don't know what was going on beforehand. So I'm not gonna totally excuse it, but I'm not gonna really make a full-on judgment because I don't know everything in the story.
You weren't fucking there. And McGregor apologized. He said that's not the right thing to do, and he owned his fucking mistake.
Yeah, which he's pretty good at doing.
Don't tell me you're a fucking saint and you've not been buzzed and fucking someone pissed you off and you slapped him. Like, come the fuck on, you PC fucks. Give this guy a fucking break.
Devin loves Conor McGregor.
Give him the fucking break. I'm not agreeing with what he did. But all you motherfuckers saying, oh, he's the worst thing ever. Shut the fuck up, man.
Yeah, for sure.
We've seen way worse. John Jones
hitting a pregnant woman in a car.
Come on.
And going back and grabbing his weed. He's probably all yacked out and shit.
This is
you know?
mild
I don't
shit.
think it's the worst thing that's happened, but it, you know.
It looks bad, but
yeah.
Don't fucking overdramatic this bullshit.
Honestly, I think it looks bad because that happened like, what, 2-3 months ago? Yeah. And it's barely coming around now.
Yeah, bring it back
That's
up.
what makes it look really bad. It seems like they tried to hide it, and it, you know, still got out. That's what makes it look bad. It looks bad for Dana White because he knew about it when it happened, which he should because he's the president of the UFC. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't have to tell us everything. These fighters don't have to tell us everything. You know, we are fans of this. We observe. We don't need to know every intimate thing about their life. You know, we could have our opinions, but, you know.
You know, it looks bad because he's famous as fuck.
Yeah, for sure.
In reality, people do way worse.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? People are at the bars killing people, bashing balls over their fucking head.
Hell yeah.
Like, it's the only reason why it looks bad is because he's famous. And I get it. He smacked him. It doesn't look good for the sport, but don't overboard this shit.
I agree.
Come on, man.
I agree.
Fucking let it go. Let it go. And I think McGregor will be back soon.
I think so, too.
And
I think by the end of the year.
I think after this main event, UFC 242, we'll hear what's next for McGregor. And,
I could see that happening.
I'm stoked, man. I'm stoked.
I could see that happening.
So
yeah,
this is it, man. This is our preview on UFC 242, Khabib versus Poirier.
That's right, and make sure to follow us on SoundCloud and YouTube, and we're gonna be remaking our Instagram for a third time. All of it's at the MMA Neighborhood, and you know, follow, subscribe, bitch, comment, say we're wrong, say we're pieces of shit. Have a comment or two. We want to interact with you because it's not a neighborhood without you. And I'm Steven.
I'm Devin.
And we will see you guys next week.